What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 101. And in today's video, we'll recap Week 1. That's like Week 1 in 2025. College football is in the books. Great weekend of football. For Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 straight days of college football. It's been wonderful, good games to watch. Obviously, I'm going to recap the games, so big games to recap. I'll just briefly highlight some of the big games. So on Thursday, that was Nebraska, Cincinnati. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about the Auburn, Baylor, Georgia Tech, Colorado on Friday night. Of course, Saturday, Syracuse, Tennessee, LSU, Clemson, Alabama, Florida State. You had Texas versus Ohio State, and we'll get you there. But it was a great weekend of football. I was able to watch the majority of the game. I did watch the Michigan game at the end. Michigan was to see how Boston would do. But it was a good weekend of football. Good. Just 5 straight days back to back. I also got a Sunday. You had Notre Dame, Miami, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, and then Monday TCU against North Carolina. So let's talk about the Monday night. Let's talk about Thursday. Nebraska beat Cincinnati 20-17. Those are a decent game on the table. Cincinnati has left to Wisconsin now. Matt Rule, you know how so Matt Rule. Year 3 usually was better in year 3. Dylan Raiola, Nebraska won this game, right? But here's the thing with Dylan Raiola, he's a quarterback. Fine in the whole Georgia situation, Cody Rice, we talk about that later. But he's a good, decent quarterback, okay? And I said good twice, I said because a good, decent quarterback. He play action, type of quarterback, he can make plays, right? Short pass, you not love him. He did not look good on Thursday. I wasn't living that game. Okay passes. I think he played like 45 to 50% of passes. So that was that. We got a really bad Cincinnati team. Close game. Neutral site game. It was all visited in Kansas City at the Chiefs Stadium for odd reason, but it is what it is. But that game was on Thursday. Then on Friday, you had Georgia Tech at Colorado. I'm going to talk about the game in a second because that game. Let's talk about that game for a second. That game came at the same time as the Auburn and Baylor game, which I watched both the games. Got a privilege to watch both of those games. I want to tell you something right now. What I saw from Auburn on Friday night, Auburn won this game. Perspective there. Auburn, look. Here's the thing about Auburn. Hugh Freeze, a good coach. It's really one of those scenarios. Maybe a good quarterback, decent quarterback play. And look, Jason Arnold, he's a decent quarterback from Oklahoma. He had a decent year at Oklahoma. Not bad typical year last year, Oklahoma. First year, Hugh Freeze did a good job as the quarterback for. Look, this offense that Hugh Freeze runs is basically quarterback dependent, essentially. And he did a quarterback. He did an okay job. What I saw on Friday night against the Baylor defense on the road against Baylor. Friday night, we see weird things happen on Friday games. But we'll get to Baylor in a second. But Auburn offensively looked good. The passing game looked decent. Good, decent went back. I'll see what time to time. But the question is against these big SEC teams, against Georgia, against Alabama, against Texas, like these other big SEC teams. How does Auburn play game? The defense is phenomenal. Baylor has played a good game. I think Auburn won again 34-17 type of game. And the situation in this game, Baylor played, what a typical Baylor team is. Baylor has proved actually from last year to this year. I like Danny Almada. He's a good coach over there at Baylor. Decent team. We'll see how it goes in next year. Then another game, Georgia Tech, Colorado. Holy smokes, this game was very interesting. Here's the thing about this game. Georgia Tech turned over 3 balls 3 times in the first quarter, gave 3 extra possessions to Colorado, all of which 3 of those possessions scored 1 touchdown. This is pitiful. Now, I get it. Colorado's not going to do great. I know they have Deion Sanders, his son, and superstar, and Travis Hunter, the Heisman-winning QB, a wide receiver duo, which we really see nowadays in college football and American football. A prayer to him for his health. but he's not really a coach. Mom will go whistle, but it's really interesting to see Salter, the quarterback for Colorado. He did an okay job, 50%, not great. It's the run game is where I question McCullough. Can they run? Because they run the ball last 2 years, all passing games and short routes and out routes and all that. They got some run game going. We'll see how Colorado will progress the season, but can they win the Big 12? Maybe, maybe not. It's a big conference. Maybe the Big 12, like I said before, in the offseason, it's a big conference. It's depth. Anybody can win the Big 12. It's anybody getting up for grabs at this point. One of the deepest finest conference to watch all across football. Georgia Tech, good team in the ACC. This is a team that can compete for the ACC title. They gave one against Georgia last year in a knockout game, but honestly, what I saw for Hayne Kings and that team, despite the 3 turnovers, Georgia Tech played a little bit smoother football. It was a close game, like 27-20 type of game. Georgia Tech wins the game, but it was a crazy game. If you watched the game, oh my goodness. 3 turnovers, get three possessions, and you cannot do a thing on offense. Colorado, I'm talking about. So, very interesting there. Put it in perspective there. I thought that was interesting. But those 2 big games on Friday night. I watched those 2 games. Great games to watch. That Saturday, the new game, Texas was the house there. I expected this to be a low-scoring game. I think I took Texas to win this game. But I really didn't matter who wins the game. I was looking for a good game, and guess what? We got that. Now, we talk about the offense in a second. Defenses, you expect 2 really good defenses. Texas and Ohio State has all going to be the top 5 defense of all. They both got top 5 defense. Their offense like top 10 too, so not saying much there. The only other thing is J.M. Smith. I know Texas game plan. I know did last year in the playoffs. They did again this year. Basically, limit J.M. Smith. But time, how much possession you have? He had 4 drop balls, and defense basically covered him. Justin Sane, true freshman, first year started at Ohio State. I thought he played decent. Now the offense looked great, but although he played pretty good offense, decent offense for Ohio State. Arch Manning, I know there's a lot of hype around Arch Manning, and it's interesting to think about. But I think Arch Manning, I believe the hype is still going on. He's a good quarterback, okay? First full season as starter quarterback. He got a couple starts last year. So we'll see how Texas does. But I love season. This team, in Texas and SEC, they're still a good team. I think they still make the playoffs. Same thing with Ohio State. These 2 teams are both playoff teams. Texas, look, if this lost, they can still win a Natty championship on the season. So there's that. The other game at noon was Syracuse, Tennessee. Tennessee actually obliterated like 45-23 or something against Syracuse. On that game, the other game, and there at 3:30 was the Alabama-Florida State game. But boy, that was a surprising game. I was a little surprised by that game for multiple reasons. Well, I didn't expect Florida State to win this game. I thought, look, here's the thing. Here's the game. Both teams have a lot to play for. Alabama made the playoffs last year. They want to get better. They want to make the playoffs, which I think Alabama can still make the playoffs. We'll see what Kalen DeBoer can do at Alabama, but this team can make the playoffs. We'll see. You still have a long ways to go. We'll see how Alabama does by the season. But Florida State, can they compete for the ACC title? Possibly. I mean, the way I saw them Florida, Tommy Castellanos for Boston College, he played his best game against Type System. Did not look good in that game against Florida State. And I remember correctly in this game, I watched the game. The offense for Alabama, what happened? Wyatt Williams, true freshman last year, great wide receiver and all that. He's still a decent wide receiver, okay? He did not look like he's a good wide receiver, decent wide receiver, but he did not look like that. What I saw on Saturday afternoon against Florida State, especially the defense that Florida State was running, it was different. Something different. I don't know what the Alabama offense. They figured something out. SAP. Kalen DeBoer needs to figure something out with Ty Simpson and the offense. The defense played okay, but Florida State looked good. Mike Novell Company, that's a big win there. The upset there. The other game was a night with the LSU for because, like I said, for Texas Ohio State, truly good defense, truly good offenses, low scoring game. Kind of expected this. LSU 17-10. I'll also say this: LSU under Brian Kelly. Overall, over 5. Usually, in terms of don't win week 1 games, LSU usually doesn't win week 1 games typically. Over 3 against what? Now Brian Kelly's been there. First win week 1. You go on the road, you beat Clemson in a really tough environment. That's a really tough first play. Clemson. What type of Clemson second? Gus Malzahn. He's a good quarterback for LSU. Brian Kelly, good offense. I like the offense. Great. All these, the Texas, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, they all have NFL ball players on the offense and the defense. Okay, but LSU looked really good offensively. Good portion of the game. Defensively, I expected the LSU defense to be good against that Clemson offense and of course LSU offense against the Clemson defense. And the Clemson defense, the secondary, no doubt, no questions there. K. Klubnik, still a decent quarterback, but he did not look good on Saturday. He played decent Saturday. Where was the run game on Saturday for Clemson? I heard all offseason, we got this running back, this, that. You move your wide receiver because he need to run back. That's your running back. I don't know where's the running back, but Clemson can figure something. I know James Sweeney likes to recruit well, doesn't like using center quarter. I get that. Likes to be within. That's okay. It's okay to do that, and we've seen that year to year. But we'll see what Clemson does. Clemson says Lago can they win the ACC? Maybe. Can they make the playoffs? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if they can make the playoffs. So we'll see what Clemson can do. The other game in that game, nobody was talking about it because I've never watched it, but I watched it. The New Mexico game. Justin Hayes, the running back, transfer from Alabama to Michigan. He did a good job there. Bryce Underwood looked good. In the first game, season first started, true freshman from Belleville High School in Michigan. It was a great warm-up game. Get ready for big game in week 2 and take on Oklahoma. I'll talk about that in my week 2 PB prediction video. But honestly, Bryce Underwood looked good in this game. He looked composed in this game. I didn't make any mistakes. Defense, I want to question about Michigan. Was the defense? It wasn't the offense. It was mainly the quarterback. How would Bryce Underwood develop? Because now Michigan, you have a quarterback, first have a quarterback that can throw the ball. Now, again, one quarterback does the pass the ball, but not to a teammate, so no receptions. But that's the other thing. The other game that came out really late night was the Utah UCLA game. UCLA, Nicola Maliva loses the game, 45 in this game, expected. And Utah, maybe it's very surprised people moving to the Big 12. I'm going to tell you right now. And then Saturday, Virginia Tech, pretty good game. Sadler's a really good quarterback. I like him. He's definitely on the Heisman list. Contender along with Jalen Daniels. That Kansas team on Saturday, last 2 weekends. So I'll talk about Kansas in a second, but Kansas looked good on Saturday. And then Notre Dame against Miami. That's another good game. Miami, I believe, wins this game. Jay Love is the player on Notre Dame. The running back, he's really good there. Good quarterback in Notre Dame. A couple of receivers there. And then Carson Beck and that Miami offense looked really good. I watched the game, and that was a good game. I liked that game. It was really composed game between Miami, Florida, against that Notre Dame team. And then TCU beat Snow absolutely blew them out on Monday. They have their games week 1 in the books. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm supposed to watch the next video. Peace.